Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is Crystal Morency. Good morning, Crystal. How are you today?
I'm good, Dino. How are you? Hello, everybody.
Spectacular.
He's alive.
I am alive. That is definitely a start. Oh, man. And actually, you know what? Usually,
Did you just wake up?
I literally just woke up. I woke up. Victoria hadn't woken up either. So, which is very odd. But, so we just kind of rushed around, got ready, filled up my water, and I was just like, well, I gotta go. So, but, yeah, fun times.
I've been sitting here waiting. Just like...
It's nice when the shoe's on the other foot, isn't
Dino?
it, people? It's just nice.
Oh, this is 20 minutes after, and I didn't get a pre-game saying, hey, I'm going to be a few minutes late, like I always have the courtesy of doing to him, usually about an hour before we begin. I'm like, I'm going to be about 10 minutes late, so that way he's got lots of time to plan something else. But nope,
baloney.
I've been sitting here.
Baloney.
Just sitting here waiting.
Baloney.
Oh my God, Dino, I've got some good news.
Hit me.
Well, I don't know if it's good news or not, but I'm officially on the books because now CRA has me registered.
Well, that's exciting.
So I'm going to be able to, like, get something. And now, like, I've got it, like, work's going to be coming. Well, I'm so nervous about work coming back, though, to be honest. I'm like work, like actual bartending and stuff. I'm like...
You know what?
I don't know.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one, and this is one of those things.
Well, it's because of my grandpa and stuff. Like, he's in the hospital right now. I don't want to be taking risks. You know, the guy just had a birthday today.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah.
I'm just expressing my real concerns with people. So that way, if you have your real concerns with all this too, please, like, let us know kind of where you stand. Well, by then we don't know what things are going to be like in a week and a half or whatever, however far ahead we are, because fucking things change daily.
You know what? And this is the concern, is that I think a lot of people are forgetting, is that, like, when the government is trying to incite such fear, with or without cause, because right now, COVID is real. There's no question about that. The severity and whether there is a vaccine or some sort of treatment that would work, we have no idea, right? Just because we're hearing literally conflicting facts on a daily basis. But so it's like when you try and incite such concern,
haven't said it has.
Yeah, and that's why it's like you have, like, this is what really frustrates me is a lot of people have said hydrochloroquine that with zinc actually helps the recovery time to be only a couple days and you're done. Great. Then other doctors are like, no, that's not the treatment. We need a new vaccine. Okay, fine. Then the president of the United States is like, I'm taking hydrochloroquine as well as everybody else is here. You're going, okay, but
I've heard a lot of people are, though, and it is working.
Well,
I have heard that.
Well, this is the worry, is that then you have the ones that are in authority saying, no, you shouldn't take it. Well, hold on, why is the president taking it and why can't we take it? Then you have a bunch of doctors, and this has been a hot topic lately, is a bunch of doctors essentially went to, I guess it was Capitol Hill, wherever it was. They had their own press conference, and this is the thing, is there's the Frontline Physicians of America is one organization that's very reputable. Now there's a new organization called Frontline Doctors of America.
Well, you talked about this.
Yeah, and you're standing there going, okay, but everything you look up about them is brand spanking new, and you're going, that's interesting because,
but just because it's older doesn't make it any better. I mean, that Falcini guy, he was like the big cause of AIDS, basically.
He definitely had to play.
Now we got this COVID thing. Yeah. He had a big part in that whole situation happen, like getting bad. So, and now this thing, and he's already been caught lying about this a number of times. Well, so it's like, who do you kind of?
And this is the concern, is that
Even our doctors have been in question. So it's like, where do we go?
Well, you have doctors, Dr. Fauci specifically from the U.S. who's supposed to, he's been doing this for 40 years and so on and so forth. Which
so he's just 40 years more corrupt.
For me, that's the problem. He's actually a politician. He's not like, yes, he's a medical doctor, but he's a politician, and that immediately calls into question his loyalty. Then on top of that, the doctors that are like, no, you don't need a mask. Hydrochloroquine is the treatment. Da 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 da. And you're going, okay. Then the truth comes out about those doctors, and you're going, oh, she also said that you get herpes by having sex with a demon. And like weird stuff, and you're going,
did that really happen?
Yeah, and you're going,
well, kind of true, I guess.
Well, it
depends how you look at it.
It might be a vocabulary issue, and that's a horrible thing. That's much worse for us.
That's just a personal thing for her, maybe.
And this is the worst part is these same people who have been trying to advise us are like, you don't need a mask when we needed a mask. Then they're like, okay, you should wear a mask.
Why don't we just play common sense instead of listening to all these people? How about that? Common sense. When you see what is happening for yourself, because you're the one living it, not these people. These people aren't living your life. So when you see what's going on around you and what you see for your own eyes, maybe that's where your perspective should come from, people. Because it's your fucking life. It's your family's life. And it's the people that you see every day's life. It's not these people on TV. It has nothing to do with them. Like, what happens in your everyday life.
The best analogy that I heard was specifically is if somebody woke up from a coma and had no idea what was happening on, and you told them, well, the world's been in quarantine for like a few months because of the disease, and they're like, there must be dead bodies everywhere. And you're like, no, there's not. And then so it's so hard for us to wrap our heads around just because we've never experienced anything like this, right? So it's weird. It's still none of this makes any sense. That's my frustration.
That's why we don't know anything about it, and then we can't assume that we know, and we can't pretend like we got some answers. No, we don't know.
Yeah.
There are certain people that know. We don't know.
And even then,
I don't even think they know anymore.
Well, yeah, I'm going into question the reliance of their information as well, right? Like, look,
they don't know anymore.
There was a time
we're so lost in it.
Well, there was a time.
I think it got a little bit out of hand for people. I think everything's kind of a mess for a lot of people right now.
That's for sure.
More than just us. So that's why we need to pay attention what's going on with us, and let them worry about their fucking shit.
Well, look,
because the people are the ones that need to stick together. That's why they're trying to break everybody. Like, people notice that somebody's trying to cause problems between people. It's like, how do you get people to get to one side? You make them fight.
Yeah.
You make them, something's wrong with it. Hitler did it. Fucking, we did it 9/11. Like, fuck.
Well, and this is the biggest concern right now is that, like, okay, I would trust in history that the President of the United States would immediately get treatment once it's found out to be that's the treatment that's needed to keep him alive. That would be my perspective in history.
Yep.
Right now, I'm saying I don't know if they're goofing on him.
I think that they fucked around with him so bad.
And you're like,
so bad.
And we've talked about this, and you know what? Like, guys like Tim Pool.
He's not smart enough. We don't know what's going on. Though. We don't really know what's happening.
You have other reporters. Not that we're reporters, but you know what I mean. So where they're saying it's like, listen,
do research though.
Well, we do research, but not nearly as much as other people. And other people are saying the same thing, where they're going, this is the thing: is you have. I don't like Donald Trump. I personally don't like Donald Trump. But the deal that he's getting from other politicians and how he's being treated and how he's being portrayed by the media, you're like, honestly, he's just not as bad as you guys are saying. So now I have no idea what to think.
He's not as bad as them. That's the problem.
Also true,
People put somebody's faults on blast to kind of cover their own a lot, or to make them feel better about what they got going on. Look over here, don't look over here. Oh, that person's wrong. Like, look at Bill Cosby. Okay, perfect example. Okay, well, let's use him. For example, he used to give comedians so much shit about talking dirty. And then he was all fucking drugging and raping people. But this guy used to, and there's the same guy, the reason why, I'll blast his name, Clifford Miracle. Evil man. And that man goes to church. No, it's okay. He'll know. That man goes to church 3 times. Like 3 times in a weekend. You know, swears, oh, I'm going to pray for you, blah, blah, blah. That man is a sick man. Brother's a pedophile, fucking all this shit. Just bad man. He used to bring in people, like, for trafficking, and he's just not a good person. You know, bringing people from other countries to have them work for nothing, telling them that they're going to get their green card and all this stuff, and then not paying them and leaving them there.
Apparently we're outing everyone today. Fuck.
So, but no, it's just these people exist, though, and they're high up in their communities, and people respect them, and it's like, this motherfucker, like, do you guys not see all this stuff? Like, you forget. Like, everything that they've tried to bring out on Trump, he's a typical fucking guy that you're gonna see. If cameras weren't on him, he'd be like every other man. I'm sorry, but a lot of other men. Not every other man, but a lot of other douchebag New York guys.
I feel so good right now.
New York business, like, tycoon type guys. Okay, he's exactly like all the rest of those guys. If you know,
my options are be a loser and stupid, or you could be a smart, rich, successful person, but also a pervert. And you're like, this is not good options. These are horrible options.
These are what I thought that's what men inspired to be.
Thanks a lot, Crystal. It feels good when somebody just tries to put you on a pedestal. It's not so good when they proceed to cover that pedestal in manure. Say, well, men are the worst.
I'm a big man fan. No, I'm a big man fan. So, like...
That is not helping. That is not helping.
Oh, God, no, not like that. Not like that. I like men in general. Not like lots of them. But, like, just men.
That's even worse. That's even worse. That is great.
All right, so I've got some more cherry strudels, and I just signed a contract, and yet I'm still eating strudels, and and they're like, you have to stay around your size, because if they book you for something and then they think that they're getting this, you can't show up 4 sizes bigger or 4 sizes smaller type things, so, like, you gotta kind of maintain it. I'm like, do you know COVID's happening still? Like, I'm not really active. I've already had to change my jeans like 3 times. It's chilly today, and my pants are having a harder time fitting.
What the fuck is happening?
My belt is on, like, the second last hoop. Like...
I have no idea what's happening right now, guys. I'll be honest with you. I kind of am enjoying this idea, though, is that then people are like, oh, I don't know what to do. My belt is on the last hoop. I've had to change pants. And you're like, welcome to fat guy life. It's awesome. Okay? You have to have an emergency pair of 2 sizes bigger pants on hand at all times. You need to have 3 different belts.
At all times.
Oh, yeah. At all times. You never know when suddenly it's like pizza delight at nighttime.
You go for dinner.
Yeah, and you're like, I gotta go home and change my pants. I have judged this totally incorrectly, and I need a pants change. I need an outfit change mid meal.
I needed an outfit change mid.
Yeah.
Hour long, because I couldn't get my jacket up. My skirt was so tight. I'm like, oh my God.
I am happy to welcome all thin people. I'm happy to welcome all thin people to Fat Guy Life. To Fat Guy Life. Because
I figured out my boob sweat problem.
Let's talk about that.
Well, because I was like, it's so unfair that I get boob sweat without boobs. I'm like, what the hell? Because they don't like hang down or nothing. Like there's no underneath. Like you're never gonna find chips underneath my boobs, type thing. So it's like I didn't get it, and then I'm like, oh, the padding on my bras. There's like a little foam piece, and I'm like, that must be why I get so much boob sweat. Now I get it, because I'm like, it's not fair. I'm like, how am I getting so much boob sweat? And I keep getting nervous doing all these podcasts and the Zoom things, so I noticed that my boob sweat has been increasing. It's like running down my belly. So stopping in my belly button, hanging out, and dripping down.
So when this
like, what is happening?
when this airs, I'm sure my wife is going to kill me. That's for sure. That's definitely
Why?
Just for having.
Because I'm talking about my boob sweat.
Pretty much, yeah. So, ladies, just so you know, when you're talking with another man, be careful what you talk about. It can get him in trouble. I know your intent is nice.
I consider you like a man, like that kind of way.
That's not nice.
But not in that kind of way.
That's also not nice.
Like not in that kind of way. Well, I'm just trying to say,
like you're like
don't ruin this for me, Dino, by being
That's
that kind of man. Don't ruin this for me by being that kind of man. We are
What kind of
supposed to
man-
be buddies.
What kind
we
of
are
man am
supposed
I?
to do a podcast. Think with this. Think with...
I'm not thinking like anything else.
Supposed to do podcast. I'm just saying, I'm your
I have
buddy,
been turned
and
into a
together we are
girlfriend.
nutty.
I've been turned into a girlfriend, and I am
Please
not a
take
fan.
it.
Not a fan.
I'm a fan.
I'm afraid of just
You're
being
a fan.
friends. That's it. We'll just be friends. I don't want to be your girlfriend. That's what I don't.
You're gonna be best friends. We're gonna be bosom buddies.
Again, that's not helping.
You don't get it, like on Anna Green Gables, when she's like, "Do you want to be bosom buddies? We're like kindred spirits."
So I just want to let everybody know when my wife kills me, she will have control over the podcast at that point because everything goes to her.
That's cool. So me and Victoria will so I will still get to work. That's what you're saying. I still will get to talk to somebody. So we're cool.
That's up to her. I'll be dead. I won't have really a say in what's happening at that point.
So it's gonna be Morning Motivational Rant with Crystal and Victoria. Yay!
I will be happily dead.
Actually, we should let Victoria go first.
I will.
And then Crystal. Victoria and Crystal. Yeah, that would be better.
I'll be happily dead. I'll be happily dead. Even if I'm like 3 feet under, that's enough. That's fine.
Goodbye, Earl. No, you don't beat your woman, so it's not.
No, I don't beat my wife.
Clearly.
Like, don't be one of those guys. I'm just a guy. It's not.
I'm just a guy.
It's like, no.
I know,
every guy is the same. They either want to be a rich pervert.
I just want to be able to have a friend and a buddy and do a podcast without somebody, girl, wanting to kill me.
I think Victoria has decided not to kill you. But I am up for grabs.
That's cool.
She's definitely going to kill me. I am in her wheelhouse as in like, no, I decide if he lives or dies, and I've decided that he dies. So, fuck him.
I think it's kind of fair.
Oh. That's nice. That's good to know. It's good to know. It's nice to be encouraged by your friends.
No, Dino, I have your side, actually. Okay, because I like it as, I like you as my hostess with the mostest. So.
See that? She's like, see, we're good. I'm going to throw in a fat joke just because. It's nice.
How is that a fat joke?
Because I'm the hostess with the mostest. I'm not a hostess. I'm a host.
Yeah. I'm a host with the mostest. Hostess with the mostest. I like to put on nice dinner parties. I like to show people a good time.
I feel like
I like
there
to
are
have
certain
fun
times
open
of the
mics
day.
with popcorn. So you notice I made a fun open mic with board games and popcorn. Not too many people do that. I had candles going and everything.
It's exactly what you want at a comedy show is people playing board games and rolling dice. And then crunching popcorn.
They weren't just... Oh, fuck off. It was awesome. It was a good time. Fuck you.
I remember one guy who grabbed the popcorn and was like, is this for everybody? And you're like, yeah. And he was like, and like he just grabbed like the big bag and was just like, okay. And you're like, and I see Chris's face where she's just like, dick. You're such a dick. And he's like, I love popcorn. And like, it's one of those guys, like, it's like a little kid, like, he'll grab a handful this big, and then be like, and he just goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was, I'll be honest with you, I laughed at that. I laughed at that a lot. Because I could see her face going, not that bag, asshole. Here's your bag, not the bag I'm supplying all the other bags of popcorn with, you dick. And he's just like, oh, it's so good. It's great popcorn. I love it. Yeah. And you're like, here.
I had to that was rough. I had to kick a girl out, not that night, but another night.
That night too.
Kick a girl out. That night too, the same girl.
Was it really?
I had to kick her out again. Yeah. I wasn't going to let her stay for the show the first time, but she wasn't. She only had like one drink in. And then because I was up actually hosting this time and not serving and hosting, I didn't know how many drinks she was having. I wasn't aware. And sure enough, she got shit-faced wasted again and was trying to come at the comics. And I'm pretty cool. And I got her out without making a big scene, doing it nicely, putting on my stern voice. I think it's time that you leave now. I think we've done about enough.
Yeah, well, you know what?
We're just going to come over here and have a talk.
See, this is the problem, is that when people drink, that's what they do. They're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to charge the stage. You're like, no, that's not okay. And it's like, oh, I'm going to heckle the comedian. That's a bad idea. I'll tell you that right now. Anytime, okay, number one, a little inside baseball, if you don't want to interact, don't sit in the front few rows. That's simple. Of any comedy show, if you don't want to interact with the comedian, you're just there for a show, don't sit up close, okay? Number two is, if you think heckling is fun, you're an idiot. And I'll tell you why. It's because everyone assumes that comedy is improvised. And there are certain parts. Certain parts that are improvised.
Certain parts.
But they're still parts that we've prepared in case of, right? So when you heckle, that is going to be off the fly. And number two is it's not going to be nice because you are interrupting. Think about it this way: if you were talking at work and someone goes, "You suck," if you didn't have the regulations of work, how would you respond to that person? Take that, then make it your professional job to respond to people like that, and think about that. Because that's exactly what will happen.
And you don't have the regulations of work.
Not at all. No, there's nothing.
No me too.
You can say anything you want, and you know what? No one's going to say fuck all. So, and trust me,
nowadays, but fuck whatever.
I've had hecklers.
Say it to me. Or go ahead and heckle Dino while I'm there. Or heckle Dino in general. I dare ya.
That's a bad idea. That's why, like, my style of comedy, I don't normally interact with the audience that way. Like, I don't really do much crowd work. I'm working on doing crowd work now just to make it a little simpler, a little easier. But because if you heckle me, then I don't hold back at all, and that's when I just start picking it. I'll just start picking you apart, and it's not nice. And that's why I don't feel good doing that kind of comedy. This is not I'm just not my forte. Or at least not what I enjoy. I'm good at it, but I don't enjoy it because I will make you feel bad. There's no question about that, and that's why I just
I enjoy it thoroughly because sometimes I can't remember all my material. So if somebody says something that I find repulsive or somebody's acting like a douche, then it gives me a minute to catch up. So
sometimes.
So then I'll try. Sometimes that's why I like going closer to the end of a set, because then if a comedian mentions something that you want to make fun of, or if they're doing something like that you kind of want to bring up, but then it gives me a minute to get comfortable on stage too, though, like to get comfortable, to be aware of my surroundings, to kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of just jumping right into your material.
What that means is every time Crystal's on stage, make sure to heckle the fuck out of her.
I wouldn't suggest it because I don't give a fuck if you Me Too me or if you say that I'm whatever.
Whoa! Whoa! That was a joke, people. Don't heckle her. Holy shit. She's like, I'll stab you. I don't give a shit. Like,
I don't give
just a joke. Calm down. Calm down. Everyone relax.
Everyone relax.
Just
I'm going to have to go out. I won't be able to watch our video right away because I have to leave as soon as we're done. And I hate not watching our video.
How dare you?
It's my grandfather's birthday, and I have to go get some pictures printed and go get all his birthday stuff and then put a little peg together and drop it off at the hospital because you can't go in. I'm thinking about getting myself a doctor's coat and a stethoscope and just giving her shit. Just giving her shit. You wear a mask, right? And I'll just have like a fake badge, like a quick one.
Stop giving people ideas. Stop giving people ideas. Stop people giving people ideas, okay?
Or
stop giving people
put on
ideas.
My pajamas.
So watch this, okay? You come up with these ideas, you say it on a podcast, that makes it real life. Somebody else is going to get a hold of it and use this to get into a hospital. Is that the person that you want hanging out with your grandpa? No. That's why you don't give people these kind of ideas. Are you going to
bring him a birthday gift?
No. You'll probably give him a can of rapies, okay? You don't want that, okay? So, if anyone's thinking of doing that, don't do that.
I'm a better actress, but I'm a good actress, and I'm good at saying, oh, not really, but I'm good at being, I can be whoever you want me to be, babe. So I can dress up like a doctor, I can seem very nice and professional, and walk tall, shoulders up, walk confident, head straight, like you're doing nothing wrong. Go get him, put him in a chair, bring him home, done deal. He so every time, because I promised him like 2 days after he got in there that I was going to bring him home. I promised him that he wasn't even going to spend the night. When I called the ambulance, I'm like, oh, I'm going to come get you. No problem. First, I didn't think he'd have to go by himself. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come get you. No problem. They'll just call us when they're ready.
Yeah.
And it's been almost 2 weeks. And anyways, I don't want to talk. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to leave it.
Yeah.
It's cool. And then yesterday when I talked to him, he's like, you said you were going to come get me. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to dress up like a nerd. I'll go get him. Fuck, I've done worse. Dude doesn't want to be in the hospital. I don't blame him. Like, right now.
Nobody likes being in the hospital. And realistically, like my dad had the same thing where he wanted to get out of there. Because he didn't want to go through that, and the fact was, the more you're in the hospital, the more you feel like you're not getting out, right? And that's the big problem. Is even if he's getting better, is that the longer he's there, he's gonna feel like, oh, I'm stuck here forever, right? And I get it, and especially during this kind of a shit time where everything's under quarantine and lockdown,
and his age and everything, and it's
scary, it's terrifying, but it's one of those things that we're going to have to deal with. We have to try and figure out, because ultimately it's yeah.
Too much. This couple of years has been a really big whirlwind. Like,
yeah.
I'm really excited for tree forts. I'm really excited for tree.
You know what? This is my concern, is that we've grown up in the sense of, like, now we have these buildings and we all live on top of each other and everything like that. Like, there's new law that says that it's mandatory, anyone in a condo, that you have to wear a mask in common areas. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, no, this is my home. You're like, no, that is your home. This hallway is our home.
I'm sorry, but that's dangerous in general, because is it not, I don't know about the air conditioning, but if it was like a central air conditioning, is that not recycled air throughout the condo?
No, it does come in. There is a venting system, so it's not recycled air necessarily.
Okay.
There are filters and stuff like that. But the problem is, like, the filters are not meant to handle colds and stuff like that. Like, they have separate vents and everything. Like, there are remedies and things put in place for checks and balances, but the problem is that the air conditioning for the hallways and the common areas, that's all one line, right? So everyone has to be careful in those areas. So if you're not careful, like, you're literally just saying fuck everyone else in this building, and that's just irresponsible, right? And that's one of the big things that, like, people are forgetting, is that, there's been reports that the COVID-19 virus, like, pretty much just disappears when it hits direct sunlight for a period of time. The idea of living in a building is now absolutely horrifying, and we really need to, maybe the idea is to kind of spread out sideways instead of growing taller. I don't know. It's very...
I've got so many... And I get underestimated, and I know people don't listen to me, and people are like, and I get it from my neighbors, I get it from family, I get it from, nobody really believes in what I say type thing.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of I do a lot of research, and there's so much shit that's so simple and so basic that people just, they're looking for something. If we dumb things down a little bit, like, we're not grateful for our needs. We're aspiring for all these wants, and we don't we don't respect our needs. My biggest desires in life are to have what is needed in life.
Yeah.
Like, when you don't always have what is needed, like, you think in third world countries and stuff, they're worried about the internet crashing? Like, you think that's their problem?
They do if they run a podcast,
about,
I'll tell you that.
Natural disasters and stuff like that. But there's other resources. There's other things. There was things before this. We all have to, think of realistic needs. You have to think. This is why I say everybody needs to stop, and I need to stop too, because it makes me feel like I know that I'm nobody, and I know that I can't change anything personally, unless all of a sudden lots of people start watching our podcast and blah, 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 and they start believing in what we're saying, because it's my personal view is a raw view. I don't have any other influences. There's no outside influences. I haven't been raised a certain way. I wasn't into any, I haven't had any prior, no other input.
I would not make that hand gesture, just in general. It's inadvisable.
See, you're turning me into an Instagram girl as I'm trying to be the smart girl.
I am not turning you into anything, thank you very much.
You're this, and I'm trying to talk about something else.
And I said maybe not use that hand gesture.
You automatically saw dicks flying at my face.
It's not my fault you were doing this. It's well, what are you going to do? That's why I'm like, hey, maybe you should not use that hand gesture. It's a little inappropriate.
We have listeners, Dino, not just watchers.
So, guys, just so you know, Crystal was making a gesture with her hands open that just looked like she was masturbating to penises.
Receiving a bunch of dicks to the face.
With a little force. Okay. And I said, hey,
shirt say?
My shirt says, oh, I've got a good heart, but this mouth. Because
very appropriate.
I have what people call potty mouth, or I speak like a sailor.
Diarrhea mouth.
No, I don't have verbal diarrhea. I don't. That's not true. I have.
No,
I don't have diarrhea either. Just regular diarrhea. No, I'm good. So far, it's been
so the Panzerottis are sitting okay?
Panzerottis are sitting okay. I just need to break them up. That's the key to survival, is not to have two at one sitting, because that's a lot of cheese for you to work through. I'll tell you that. That is...
You just think of the size of a Panzerotti, and I know you've got some big old bear man fist, but think of the size of your fist. And now the size of your fist is the size of your belly. So the size of a Panzerotti, to break it down to sit in your belly, go through your intestines, and then all that stuff, that's a lot of food for that belly to handle at once.
I'm pretty sure the size of your fist is the size of your heart, not your belly. But
isn't it? No, it's your stomach.
This is your brain.
Is it not?
This is your heart. I don't believe it's your stomach. I know that there's a rationale that says if what you can hold in two hands, like a bowl, that should be the contents of your stomach. That should be one meal.
No. I'm pretty sure it's your fist.
I'm pretty sure if it's my fist, that means I can have like 3 Panzerottis at a time, not just 2. So I'm not going to use that logic. Stop trying to make me unpoopable, okay? I like having a poop. Thank you very much. You heard it here, guys. Non-stop butt stuff. That's what we do here.
You can eat 2 Panzerottis, but can you cut them in half and eat half at a time, please? Have half at one time, then a couple hours later have the other, give yourself time to work it out.
What the fuck?
Work it in.
Listen, lady, I don't know where you eat, but I am being hunted on a daily basis, okay? I don't have the time to sit and cut my panzerotti. The whole point of the panzerotti is I can eat it and go.
What are you doing all day?
Being hunted by the enemy. Going? I am being hunted by the enemy, people.
And where are you running to, Dino? Where? Where are you going?
It's tell me, how far are you going? It's more of a slow meander. It's not quite a run.
You don't have time to go where? To do what are we doing?
I don't have the time. I don't have the time to stop and eat my panzerotti.
Between Netflix finding.
That's right.
Between Netflix surfing.
There's a new Transformers show, and I'm gonna watch it today. I'm very excited. Very excited.
That sounds exciting. Is it a cartoon one?
Yeah. It's a cartoon one. Ooh. They've actually been upping their cartoon game quite recently, and
oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Transformers. If somebody doesn't know,
I'm very excited for you.
I'm excited for me too. It's a great thing. Guys, like, share, and subscribe. You can find Morning Motivational Rant videos on YouTube, as well as the audio files on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. But remember, not just to like and subscribe, but share it with your friends. Let them know, hey, this is why I'm crazy. I listen to these people. And that way, they can understand and say, oh, I understand why you're crazy. And then you say, hey, join me on this crazy train. They have cookies. And we'll send you a cookie, maybe. You know?
Ooh, no, we're going to send them a candy apple.
Maybe a candy apple.
Put your address in
Don't do that. Definitely don't do that.
And
do not put your address anywhere, please, for the love of Jesus. Don't do that. That is going to get you in a lot of trouble.
Send them a candy apple, Dino.
You can do that. There's a way to do that. You can send a message to the channel.
Give us a P.O. box.
That's probably a bad idea, but whatever. That's fine.
Why?
You can follow us.
Because you can send shit to a P box.
If you follow us,
that's how the 1-800 number girls do it. They have a P.O. box, and then they get these people to call those 1-800 numbers and want you to breathe heavy in the phone. They get them to send stuff to their P.O. box, so that way they don't know their address.
You are a wealth of knowledge. I'm just going to say that right now. I feel like every time we talk, there's certain information that gets conveyed, I know to myself, where I feel more capable to handle what's out there. That's definitely my feelings. It's about understanding different perspectives, people. Like, This is when it goes way back.
I am not on the other end of those 1-800 numbers, just so you know, because if you've seen those women that are on the other end of that, you do it. There's lots of women that look like you on the other end of those 1-800 numbers.
So I look like a woman. That's nice. It's about when you pick a partner for a podcast, it's important that they're supportive. Not just of your comedy, but also about how
there's
you
women
feel.
as pretty as you on the other side of those 1-800 numbers. Dino,
that's not making it better. It's not making it better at all. She's like, they make your beard look like it's stubble. They're very hairy, and you look pretty like a lady. Yeah. That sounds like if I went to one of those phone sex things, I would get raped by a bunch of women. That's what that sounds like. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Well, probably.
I'm just going to...
Have you seen those women, like, in real life? I did. I've known one. I've known a few of them, and... Yep.
I am not...
A guy would rather take you home at the end of the night than he'd rather take them home, I guarantee you.
That's because I'm a known gentle lover. Okay? Everyone knows that. I'm a gentle lover. I'm caring. I'm thoughtful. And I make sure you get yours. Okay? That's why. That's why they'd go home with me. I'm a gentle lover. Okay?
And you can call 1-800-555-5555 and Dino will tell you just how gentle he is.
I'm gonna butter your bread. That's
it. That's gonna be part of our merch. Morning motivational sex talk. And you can just call us and you only have to pay 69 cents a minute. But we don't do longer than an hour because we got shit to do. So
yeah, you pay us by the minute. That seems pretty reasonable. I would, and I can talk like that with that voice for a long time. Hey, baby.
Okay, maybe it should be more expensive. So it's $8.99 a minute, And $6.99. So $6.99 a minute.
We're making some Netflix money, people. Yeah.
We have some Netflix voices. Listen to his voice on the man's side and my voice on the women's side. We could make this shit happen. Like, because you're all like, hello. And I'm all like, hello. So we could do it.
Well, guys, we've had about 52 episodes. And now we're going to change format and just become some sort of sex show. Where we talk
I didn't wear
people.
fancy shoes today for our feet people. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
See,
On the
guys,
next episode.
listen.
I was supposed to dress like a superhero too, but
I did.
I just got busy.
I dress like a superhero. Look at me. I'm
what's your superpower?
Being Dino. That's what my superpower is. Thank you very much. I'm the only one that can do it. I'm the only one that can do it in the world, and I'm great at doing it. I have lots of experience. Ta-da!
Yeah.
I'm pretending to be Dino.
Ta-da!
See?
Ta-da!
This is what happens.
So who's gonna play you? Who's gonna play you?
I'm thinking somewhere between Sofia Vergara and Angelina Jolie.
That's who's gonna play you?
Yeah. Or Arnold
They're gonna be
Schwarzenegger.
Dino?
That's what. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm in the Arctic.
Yeah.
I'm in the Arctic. Do you like the Arctic? It's a beautiful place in the Arctic. You know what? Honestly, I would rather be myself than have anyone pretend to be me. Like, but the problem is I'm not a good actor.
I've been trying to think about that, and I'm like,
it's very weird.
I don't want. I think it would be, though, if they were like, oh, we're gonna cast Angelina Jolie or Charlize Theron to play you, then I'd be like, wow, you think I look like either of those? And then I'd be down. I'd be like, okay, those girls, if people are gonna out there in the world are gonna be like, oh, she must have looked like her.
As per our previous
our
previous discussion, I look like all the perverts in the world, and all men are perverts. So what I would say, if they're gonna say Charlize Theron or Angelina Jolie, I'm like, great, you get me their nudes and we'll talk about it. That's what I'm gonna say, because I'm a pervert. So ha ha ha.
I wouldn't. I've seen them both like semi-naked in movies, and I'm like, yeah, their bodies is way nicer than mine. Yeah, they can totally play me.
Not nicer
Like
than
I
mine.
always tell a guy, like,
ooh yeah.
I always tell a guy if he's gonna picture me naked, at least can he give me big boobs and a nice tight ass and everything, so that way, like, make it something cool. Like maybe I can have feathers or something.
I don't know what this is. She's like, can you do this?
Maybe I can
Like,
have
there's
glitter.
this. Can you make me look a certain way? Like, there's that. She's like, ah, there's lots of hands moving. I have no idea what you're pretending to be. She's some sort of duck.
I don't know.
She's pretending to be some sort of duck
wanna be-
or waterfowl. She says she's a swan.
swan.
She says she's a swan. But then she talks like that dirty duck on the side of that nobody wants to swim in. And she's like, I've been here for years. You wouldn't believe it.
Ew! You didn't even take that cigarette out of your mouth to put that lipstick on.
It's called training. Ugh.
Baby,
When I was-
tricks I could show you.
You'd be surprised how how fast someone ejaculates when you use your armpit. See?
What?
Exactly.
Whoa.
Don't think you're the only lady here, all right? Apparently, I am a horrible looking woman. Thank you very much. I'm a horrible woman. Congratulations, everyone.
Oh no,
This
they all
is-
know that I'm the one with the balls in this situation. They all know that.
Why do people, you know what? It's not fair that I try and make myself likable, and then people are like, obviously you have no testicles. Why can't I have testicles and be polite?
I think your vagina is wonderful, Dino.
I don't have a vagina.
I'm a big fan.
I don't have a vagina, and that's not helping. It's definitely not helping.
You have a metaphorical vagina.
It's on my hand. I drew it. I drew it last night. I'll tell you, I tried to have sex with it. It didn't work out. It did not work out.
So, in order to be a philosopher.
Philosophizer, yeah.
Okay.
A philosophizer, sure.
Is that what they're called? The
No.
fancy person?
No, not at all.
In order to be a philosopher, like, you have to, it's funny, I was thinking about this, because in order to be considered a philosopher, you have to have gone to school, blah blah, taking all the philosophy.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Which is kind of makes no sense because a philosopher is somebody that interprets the world and puts it together beyond science, beyond provable, like physical science, right? Like it's the philosophy is the consciousness and your awareness and your perspective and all that stuff. So how it's supposed to be like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me because I just had a debate with kind of a professional philosopher that has this and went to this school and blah, blah, blah.
There's no such
about
thing.
Consciousness.
There's no such thing as a professional
philosopher. And I'm like,
philosopher.
you know what? Or whatever he is. He was all hoity-toity with me.
He's a douche.
And
he's a douchebag and an idiot.
Oh, I put him out, though. And he sent me his videos of his TED Talks and all this shit and how, like, and I'm like, yeah. And I totally just proved you wrong. Like, and I totally just bunked you right out of there. And you want to know about people. You know, knowledge comes from experience, people. I'm sorry. You can read all the textbooks you want to read. You can do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. Knowledge comes from experience. You don't know until you know. True. So don't pretend like you know about something. It's okay to read up. You can get knowledge by reading up on an article. Read something, you know, read a book, blah, blah. You can get knowledge from that a little bit. A little bit of insight, but you don't know the full story until you've experienced it, until you lived it. That's why they always say that there's 3 sides to every story. One side, the other side, and the truth. Yeah. Because the truth is somewhere in the middle because it was 2 different perspectives. Yeah. So, you know, so it's like, yeah, anyways. That's my thing. I just got in a little bit of a debate with somebody. I'm such a loser. I gotta stop doing this. Like, I watch all these, like, science shit, and then I make a comment on it, and then because, of course, all these people are book savvy and stuff, and they look at my thing, and they creep my profile. Meanwhile, you'll go on one of theirs, and they've got nothing other than this dude. This dude had it all. Like, I did read his shit, and he had it all. And I'm like, well, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? I just proved you wrong. I just made you look like an asshole. Nobody else agreed with him. Like, nobody else was sticking up for him. You know? So it's like, I just made you kind of look like an asshole in your own profession. So how about that? We were talking about consciousness and religion and stuff, and
I'm proud of you. Hey, go fuck them up. It's great. I think Krista just wanted to be like, I'm smart. You know what I did? I fucked up a philosopher. Like
a technical philosopher, which makes no fucking sense in my.
You know what? The problem is that there is no job called a philosopher. I'm a philosopher. You're an unemployed piece of shit. And it's like, and if they're fancy, that means they are trust fund babies. Now, philosophy.
And it's not only that you're.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, because I don't know what I was going to say.
Oh, god damn it. I know what I'm going to say, yet she still interrupts me. What a fucking asshole. So.
I'm such an asshole like that. Duh.
That's true. That is true.
Clearly, I'm an attention whore. I'm like, I
didn't say that. I didn't say those words. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know those words. Sorry. I don't know those words mean. So, anyways, the whole point is that if philosophy was its origination was to help people think in abstract or independent ways instead of just a basic linear thinking. Which is what we're mostly ingrained to have, is just a core set of principles that are very linearly connected, that give us a logic format for our minds. That means that we can instantly get any subject, right? Philosophy teaches you how to critically think about things. The problem is that now philosophy is no longer abstract and teaching people to understand things from different perspectives and how to figure out the truth. Instead, it's just a linear way of thinking. Well, that's the whole idea, right? Is that you would teach people
Yeah.
to critically think about things instead of teaching them how to follow everyone else's example from the past history. That's why it doesn't make any sense. Like, the idea of a philosopher having a book is insane, right? Like, that's...
Well,
it's just,
it
it's
is,
crazy.
but it depends how you're putting it out there.
It doesn't.
And it depends how they see it.
Fuck those guys.
And some of them don't get into something just because, like, you think this is so hard with life, right? Because we've lived so many years doing the exact same thing. A child, when we're supposed to raise a child, we're not supposed to teach them about our politics, we're supposed to teach them how to take care of themselves, but physically, like, and how to have, at least treat people how you want to be treated, like the basic morals, don't eat dirt. Treat people how you want to be treated. Don't punch somebody in the face for no reason. Don't be like...
You lost me there. I'm going to punch all the people in the face. I am punching everyone in the face after
No, but like, it's supposed to be the basic morals. How to show people appreciation. How to be grateful for what you have. How to and not how to make the most money. How you got to get the best job in this. Yeah. Oh, you have to do this. That's not about you have to practice this religion. Having faith in something beyond you is religion. Like, I don't understand why people don't get this. People are like, oh, we have to follow what this Bible said, that Bible. That was somebody's perception. It was just, I don't think it was meant for that. It was just somebody telling a story about how they lived there. That doesn't mean it could give you maybe a line of something, like there are good aspects and stuff, but that doesn't mean, what are you going to follow everything? That means that all of a sudden you're going to go and, like, come on, no. You have to live your own life based. You can take people's perceptions. You do. And you have to regard it as like common living. If you live in a house full of 10 people, you have to make sure that you respect, okay, listen, maybe it's not a good time to take a shower at this time because, or do laundry at this time because this person works this schedule, so maybe I better wait to do laundry when they're at work, so that way we're not both, needing the machine. Or, oh, that person really likes this drink, so I'm not going to drink the last of this drink, I'm going to leave it for them. It's just being courteous, if somebody's having a bad day, maybe you just want to give them, because you know how you feel as a person. So
squishy.
If you like
Definitely
it,
squishy.
if you were to go,
I feel squishy.
Everybody kind of wants to feel like they're just considered in, and everybody wants to fit in so bad. We fight for equality in every aspect. Women wanting to vote, all these different, all this stuff. We fight for all this just to be, because we all don't know how to take what we have in front of us because we add so much to it. It's like, just simplify it. We don't need big shiny cars. We don't need big fancy houses. We don't need all that stuff. And our wants make us sick, make us do bad things and stuff. And meanwhile, we forget about the fact that how simple and sweet it is just to have the stuff that we need in life, and how beautiful the stuff that we need in life. We love food. We need food in life. We love shelter. We can just have a simple shelter without having to stress about the bills, stress about the mortgage of having all this. Is that really worth it? Are you happy at the end of the day that you have to work that hard just to get this big, huge house that your kids are gonna, what I mean? It's just get something suitable for you, and then it teaches your family to be suitable. You live within your means because you don't need much else. I've been thinking about my grandfather and stuff. They came here with a chest, just a chest, so with some belongings in it. That's it. A family of 4 kids and 2 parents came here, just that, from Europe when the Hitler stuff was happening. And it's that's all they had. And then they made 2, and they made a family, nice, suitable home for the family. Nothing crazy, nothing extravagant, nice and simple, just the needs. And having your needs met is more fulfilling than anything in the whole entire world.
True.
Is having your needs met, not your wants. It's way more fulfilling than having your wants met. Is having your needs met. But anyways, it's motivate people, Dino.
I don't know. I think you kind of took care of it, but I'll give it a try there.
Sorry.
I'll give it a try, Crystal. Nothing like feeling useless.
I've been watching all my science stuff again. Sorry.
Yeah, there's nothing funner than feeling more useless on your own podcast. It's nice. It's a good feeling, guys. I totally see.
Come on, you are so useful.
I can see the wire for your headphones just coming closer and closer to being taut And I know that this whole, whatever you have stacked up as your videos are just all going to come crashing down. And then she goes, oops, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, I know what happened. Anyways, okay, morning motivation, guys. Honestly, number one is obviously we want to remind you guys to like, share, and subscribe. We are available all sorts of places, not just YouTube. We have an Instagram fan page where we post announcements. We have a Facebook fan page where everything gets loaded at 10 a.m. as well. Every day, Monday to Friday, we are considering going 7 days a week, but I'm also a little lazy and I like having a day off. So, and Crystal just burped. Bam! I'm totally winning this episode. So good. Anyways, so yeah, guys, we have our audio for every episode listed on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. So please like, share, subscribe. We definitely appreciate it, and also comment if you have anything you want to talk about. So for Morning Motivation Rant,
yeah, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't talking. No, don't worry about it.
I just said, yeah, please, you commenting, bitch.
I'm the bitchy one. Okay, yeah. I've been called a woman. I've been called an ugly woman. I've been called.
I'm so sorry.
She's not sorry.
I really have been.
She's not sorry at all.
You're awesome.
She's
I really am.
so
though.
mean.
I feel bad.
You should see what she does off camera. She stabbed me. She used a whaling spear. She bought a whaling spear just for me. How does that make people feel?
I would never.
She told me. This is my spear collection. This is my whaling spear just for you. Hey there, Fatso. That's nice. She winked at first, and then she's like, "Oh, that was meant to be sad. Too bad." Like, oh, look at you pretending to have feelings. That's nice. We're running out of time, Crystal, and it's all your fault. So, guys, there was thing we've talked about just how different it is in other countries, other worlds. It's things aren't the same as, you know, we can just go to the grocery store, grab some food, and come home. Ta-da, done. On Rogan, there was an interview with a guy. I forget what his name was. It was an Asian fellow who essentially was just bored with life and was traveling everywhere. It's quite a wild story, but one of the things that he ended up with a tribe in I believe the Congo. I believe it was the Republic of Congo. And he was saying how the people that he was with, it may have been the Congo. I may be wrong on that. Sorry about that. I apologize for that not being accurate. But one of the things he was saying was how, like, these people essentially started the day hunting, ran for hours and hours and hours until they got their prey, brought it back and ate, and that's life for them. And he was saying how they would run, these guys would run for like 5 hours and not even be sweating. And he goes, and I have like 2 bottles of water. I can't keep up. He goes, I'm hundreds of yards behind them. Like, I can't keep up. And I'm just like, ah. And they're like, this guy looks like he's never hunted for food ever. And the translator is like, he has never hunted for food ever. That's exactly what he is. It never happened. Yeah. And they were like, so where do you get your food? He's like, the supermarket. They're like, other people hunt for him and just put it on display for him. And they were like, that's insane. And I think that's an important thing that we have to take into consideration is, like, we aren't what's normal. We're not. And you know what? Anyone in North America who says, "Oh, you have privilege," we all do. The shittiest of shit lives in North America have privilege. Okay, and that's why it's like people are forgetting that it's like, oh, there's your white privilege and everything. You're like, no. It's called North American privilege, and we all are living this luxury. Even the people, think about it. Just think about it for a second. People who can't afford food, there's a food bank where people just give away food. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in the world, right? We have these organizations who are, number one, just fleecing people for money to give, and you got to help other people. They give such a small fraction of what is donated to these countries, and it's still helpful. How fucked is that?
10%.
Okay?
Yeah.
There are organizations that do, it's like 10 to 15 cents on the dollar, actually gets to the intended people. And it's still helpful. How fucking crazy is that? guys, that's what I'm saying today is I know we're running out of time, so I don't want to rush these, but we need a change of perspective. Stop. And you know what? I don't care what color, creed, mountain you grew up on. It doesn't matter. You're privileged to be in North America. And if you don't think that way, your perspective is very, very flawed. And that, remember, I'm not saying that we are not seeing persecution. We are definitely seeing persecution along some very, very weird lines. Okay? That doesn't mean that you're not privileged. If you've ever shopped at a grocery store or a corner store or had something shipped to you, you live a privileged life. You should be happy about that. You should be treasuring that. And you should think twice before you say something stupid. Because I'll be honest with you, we are the North American, and when I say North American, I refer to anything north of Mexico, because Mexico and south, they do have skills that we are missing. They have held on to them purposefully because of the situation they're in now. For us, so in Canada and the United States of America, we are at such a huge advantage just on a regular basis that we don't even realize what privilege is. The fact is that if all those privileges, like, electricity, okay, that's a privilege, okay? Once that's, if that stops, you're going to see a whole other side of things. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be happy because it's fucking terrifying. Oh, yeah. Right? Do you remember, Crystal, when there was the power outage?
Oh, the blackout. Yeah? Oh, fucking right I do. I was doing road construction then. I was out in the middle of the fucking highway. And people were like, are you crazy? So I was one of the stop and go girls.
There's no such thing as a stop and go girl, just so you guys know. It doesn't exist. She was the one girl that did it, and she's like, well, I'm a stop and go girl. That's not. Anyways, guys, when the lights go out for one last time, I'll tell you right now, you won't have known that kind of fear, because it is terrifying. And I'll tell you right now that I really feel that we're going that way, and I'm afraid at the savage inability of others to survive, and that's where we're at, guys. I think that's all I got to say right now, but we'll definitely touch on it more as everything rolls out. Crystal, Morency, where can everyone find you?
Everybody can find me at Simply Me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Crystal Morency, and Dino.
Guys, Dino the Genetic Marvel. You can find me on YouTube, at Facebook fan page, Instagram, and Twitter. I don't really tweet, but you're welcome to follow. As well as Morning Motivational Rant is available on YouTube for videos. We have Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Podcasts, Radio Public, and Spotify to hear the audio. We're also releasing clips every day, which actually should have come out a few minutes ago. As well, we are on Instagram and on Facebook. We have a fan page where we randomly upload stuff as well. So please definitely like, share, and subscribe. Let us know if you liked it. If you didn't like it, let us know if there's something you want us to talk about, because we're crazy. But we'll do our best, guys. Have a great day. Stay motivated, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.